Hello.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, and welcome. So glad that you're here. It is a Wednesday, and we're so glad that you're watching the Radke Show with us. I'm Melissa Radke, and this is David. And he's not dead. He's not dead. We thought he might die from the stomach bugs, but he's alive. Sort of. I think he's here in body. And body only. But he's okay. Are you?
I'm upright. It's a start.
It's a start for him. I think I can handle this show by myself. I'm not going to lie. I could handle this show completely by myself. I don't even know why he's here. I don't need him, but I do need him for all the technical stuff. I do need him for that. Because otherwise it would just be me talking to a wall. Well, hey everybody. As you're hopping on today, I want you to tell us something about yourself. Tell us a little something about yourself. Tell us the scariest Halloween movie. I don't even know why I said Halloween movie. It could be any movie ever. Maybe the scariest movie you've ever watched was Top Gun 2. Because, you didn't know that, the way Miles Teller, it just terrified you, sent ripples through your body. Tell us the scariest movie you've ever watched. I'm asking that question because I just had that discussion the other day with somebody. Who was that with? And we were discussing the scariest movies we had ever seen. Where was I at that we were doing that? Oh, I think it was at our meetup on Sunday evening, and we were talking about the scariest movies we'd ever watched. And it's going to lead me to topic number 2 that we're going to talk about. But in the meantime, I want to know the scariest movie that you ever watched. Good morning, Radkes. Hi, everybody. So glad that you're here. Frankenstein in the 60s couldn't possibly be. Not really, right? Frankenstein? At least pick something that might could be real.
Maybe she's not watched anything since then.
Maybe she's not watched anything since the 60s. I don't know what the scariest movie was I ever watched, but The Possession is pretty creepy. I've never even heard that one. I feel like Melissa's mic is too close to her mouth. Melissa, you sound very staticky. I don't know what y'all want from me. That's where I have it every day.
Could be rubbing.
Y'all want me to just hold it like this? How's this sound? Why would it be rubbing today and not rubbing any other time?
Maybe just the shirt or the direction, or I don't know.
Okay. Yes.
I don't think you want to do that the whole time.
I don't. I don't know why they're saying it's bad. I'll put it right here, but it ain't gonna be no better. All right. Scariest movie? Anybody? Are we getting any more? Blair Witch. Children of the Corn was so scary. Okay, that's a girl that lived in the 80s. That's a girl that lived in the 80s right there saying Children of the Corn. I guess it was this big thick t-shirt that was kind of rubbing on it. Okay. David, what's yours?
I'm not.
Coming from a man who does not like scary movies.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm scared of them. I just don't enjoy them. Now, I will tell you one that did.
Oh my gosh, he's going to tell the same thing. He tells it every time.
Cape Fear with Robert De Niro.
Because Cape Fear was like originally like an old movie, and then it was redone.
Yeah, it was when it was redone, and just all the spiritual stuff, and
there was no spiritual stuff at all in Cape Fear except for one.
He literally. Well, I don't want to say that part, but there was literally one scene where he was acting like he was speaking in tongues, and he was not.
Okay, I know, baby. But
he had scriptures tattooed on him. So what are you talking about?
Baby, everybody in prison does. They get in prison and then they're reminded of their mamas and what their mamas taught them. Listen to me. I love you, but I've seen Cape Fear, and it's not that scary. It's really not that scary. Okay? So, Cape Fear was intense. I would agree. Okay, Chris Young, it was intense. But wasn't that scary? This man does not like scary movies. And so he's taken out of that entire movie that one little scene where the man is doing that, and he is just like, he can't get over it. What are you doing?
Oh, they're still complaining. Hold that for a second.
They're still complaining. I'm going to tell you what, if we stopped the show every time these people complained, we wouldn't have a show, would we? We wouldn't have a show. I love that y'all are just screaming at me in the comments. That's awesome. It's fun to do that.
What are they screaming?
Look at the comments!
Let's try that. How's that?
What did you just do? Where did it go? It's like some kind of miracle worker. I don't know. I don't know if it's a miracle worker or not. Anyone? Anyone? Goodness knows, we'll sit here and wait. Then with their clip it to your sleeve. Do this. Clip it to this. Y'all do it to this. But see, there's a delay. So we're talking right now, but there's a delay for them, so I don't know what they think.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Is it just okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did I interrupt you?
No.
Okay. Y'all, last night, speaking of scary things, they're saying it's not good. That it only works when you hold it.
Uh-huh.
I'll just hold it today, Dave. It don't matter to me. I'm so low maintenance. I'm so low maintenance. What is this thing that just came out of it? I'll just hold it like this. Okay.
I think it got reset. So I think you're in a moment. Why did you take it off?
Because they said it's only good when I hold it.
Yeah, but I don't think it was that issue. I think it was when it was a setting thing.
Okay. Oh, I love you guys, but everyone is giving a different.
That's what I think.
Everyone is giving a different thing, right?
Like yesterday, evidently everybody thought it was great except for one person, but she's always talking about it. But then today, some saying much better, others saying not. So, but we're not going to have you hold it. We're not going to do that. So, we're going to do this.
All right, then I'm not going to look at the comments anymore.
And I think the setting.
So last night was our book club night, and David, they got me again. I have been told since day one that a book club is so wonderful. This is going to be the greatest thing. We're going to do a book club. We're going to do a book club. We're going to do a book club. And then no one ever comes to talk about the book, ever. Very few people show up. And so I decide, okay, well, what are we doing wrong? Are we picking wrong books? So I pick a book that is very popular, out on the charts right now, and is a thriller, and is by an author that everybody's liking, and so many people are like, yes, that is the book. We're going to do that book. We're going to read that book. Everybody's going to show. This is going to be a great book club. How many times have you seen people saying, oh, I'm reading it. It's so great. It's so great. I just finished it. I already finished it. It's so wonderful.
Oh, hundreds.
Are you being serious about that number?
Well, I don't know about finished it, but I read it. I'm so excited. I'm getting it. I can't wait for the book club, all that kind of stuff. Yes.
12 people. 12 people. Look, it's not all about numbers to me. It's really not. Like, honestly, I didn't get off that book club last night and feel like, oh, that wasn't successful. There was only like 12 or 14 of us. I didn't at all. Because I'm used to it. I'm just surprised because everybody says they're going to join, they're going to come, and they don't. Well, it's a shame because last night what we ended up doing is we ended up choosing the book Only One Left by Riley Sager, which, if you have read it, has twist after turn after twist after turn. I mean, they just keep coming at the very end of this book. So last night, we all get together to talk about it. And the women who were there were ready to talk about it. They were discussing all the twists, all the turns, all the things. There were some things we didn't understand. We're like, Riley Sager, you didn't flesh that one out very well. And there were some things that we thought were cornball. But overall, we all really liked it. But I just don't understand where everybody is, David. I don't get it. And it upset me too because we had Mocktail Mom on. Now, what's her real name?
Deb.
Deb what? Do we need to know that?
We don't need to know it.
Okay, because if you look her up on Instagram, it's just Mocktail Mom. And Deb was there the first probably 12 to 15 minutes, and she taught us how to make a mocktail. And I was really excited about it, and David had laid out everything absolutely perfect for me. Like there was a shaker for my mocktail and a strainer and this glass or this glass or this glass. He had laid it all out to see which one I wanted to use. And I had my simple syrups and my mint leaves and my blueberries and all the things. But as she did it, everyone sat there like this. And I would say, Are y'all making it too? And then they would lift their glasses like this. But they had already made it. They had already made them something. You know what I'm saying? Like they'd be like, "I got my sweet tea.
Well, maybe
I got my Diet Coke."
Maybe they made it in advance and they just wanted to watch.
Well, it was fun. And I shouldn't say I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a drinker, and I just don't like the taste of alcohol at all. So I was really afraid I wouldn't even like the mocktail. But I did. I actually really, really liked it. You're supposed to put non-alcoholic gin in it, which I don't even know where you would buy that. And I certainly don't want to spend my money on it, so I didn't put that in there.
I think some liquor stores are starting to carry a larger variety because there is a lot of non-alcoholic wines now. I did not know this till recently, but like gin and vodka and tequila even, and they really are good quality too. I mean, so you still have the taste of that. So we could not find any gin. I probably should have started a week or two earlier just because we're in a smaller town. But I'm also not 100% sure, since you don't like the taste of alcohol, if that would have not necessarily added anything.
True, very true. They're saying they can't understand the word I'm saying, that it's loud and muffled, I don't want them to just not be able to hear anything. So I'm just going to hold it, and everybody David, I'll be fine holding it.
See if this is any.
David, I'm fine holding it.
Well, you already threw off your little magnet.
So I'm good. We're all good. Okay. So that's what I was going to talk about, was the mocktails and how good it went.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked her being on.
It was good. And if, I saw a couple of people saying, well, I was on, but then my neighbors came over, or I had got a shot yesterday and the effects kicked in and I didn't feel good.
Neighbors come over anymore.
So anyway, we will, it'll be posted in the app and you'll be able to go back and watch that as well if you'd like to. So maybe they did read the book and they had a genuine reason why they weren't there or whatever, but the ones that were there were great.
Yes, they were. They were very talkative and it was fun.
They were great. Fun. So as you know, yesterday I was kind of out of commission. I mean, I was here and I was sitting upright, and so this might have maybe we talked about this and I don't remember it, but I was so excited to hear that the little girl that was kidnapped over the weekend, I believe. Was it in New York? Maybe in a park in New York.
Oh,
but the little girl that was kidnapped was found unharmed.
Okay, that never happens.
Very close to where she was. I mean, where she was abducted, and so that was really a great story because most of the time they don't end up.
That was on the news yesterday, and you didn't. I saw it yesterday, but I guess you didn't see it. So this morning when he watched the news, he was like, "Oh," but the whole world knew she'd already been found. But this morning, they showed the picture of the guy.
That was the scariest movie I'd ever seen.
I'm not trying to be rude.
I think
he was horrified.
I think for a child abductor, it's totally fine.
Okay, you're right.
I don't think society has grown to that place yet.
True.
That people would want to defend
y'all. Can you imagine? Did y'all see a picture of him? Can you imagine being thrown into some white windowless van? I don't even know. That's just what I see on the movies. By this guy. Oh my gosh. And then he lives in a camper behind his mom's house. Raise your hand if that's shocking to anybody. And she was found in a cupboard inside the camper. Like in a little cabinet, I guess. And that baby was found alive and unharmed. And I literally, talk about the scariest movie you've ever seen. I cannot imagine that that would be the worst feeling in that. That's it for me. That's it for me, is a child, one of your children being abducted. And in fact, our kids are now grown and are teenagers and are bigger, that I don't have to worry about that as much. But man, I feel for all of you who have small ones and you're still having to, when they need to go to the bathroom at the grocery store or whatever, it's a terrible feeling. And so I think everybody in that little town was just so elated that baby was back.
Oh, yes.
You know?
That was, I mean, I'm a grown man, and if he would have snatched me, I would have been scared.
Yeah.
He was spooky.
He
was Cape Fear spooky.
David? Baby, you need to branch out and watch The Strangers. If Cape Fear is what scares you, you need to watch The Strangers. If
we have tried to build a table big enough for everyone, no matter your belief system. But I say this. If you have any belief in God or Jesus, that movie had to frighten you. I don't think you even watched it, though, did you?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh.
It didn't bother me at all.
Well, maybe you need to check on your relationship.
No, David, I don't need to check on my relationship. It just wasn't scary to me at all. And I love you enough to say to you, that's not a scary movie. It's an intense movie, but it's not scary. And I guarantee you, if I played it today and made you sit and watch it, you'd be like, oh, I feel embarrassed that I keep talking about it.
Well, to be honest, it's just that one scene that really messed with me more than anything, though.
Yeah. Okay. Today was supposed to be We're Here For You Wednesday. We didn't have one question turned in. We're failing on our job, apparently. We are failing on our job.
I don't think we pushed it like our normal people are kind of used to it. I don't think we have continued to talk about it like we need to.
Like we should have?
Yeah.
So we have no questions this morning, but if you have one, ask away.
So every
Wednesday
is going to be We're Here For You Wednesday, where we will answer your questions, and a lot of times even pull from the community, and they'll input as well. These can be funny questions, serious questions, anywhere in between. Now that we've moved to YouTube instead of on the private app, we will never use names unless it specifically says you can use my name, Charlotte, whatever the case is. We just want to make sure we're overly protective of that. So email melissa@melissaradke.com. Just put question in the title, and you can send it today, and then we'll have it in the queue for next week. So we need to keep doing that. So.
But for today, if you have a quick question for us, maybe it's a question about, I don't know, I have no idea what it would be, but if you have one and you're in the comments right now and you want to just throw up a question, go for it. We'll answer your questions.
Do you think the Astros will go all the way? Who is the biggest rival in the playoffs?
They only asked that question. They only asked that question because they knew we would pick it.
Yes, the Astros will go all the way. The preseason has started. The postseason has started, and so October is for Astros. So yes, they will. That being said, on our side, the Orioles are probably the biggest threat as far as the lineup and stuff. However, with the Rangers being in our division, that always kind of adds a little something. If we will play in the next round either Toronto or the Minnesota Twins. Well, the Minnesota Twins have Carlos Correa, a former Astro. The Toronto Blue Jays has George Springer, a former Astro, as well as Craig Biggio's son, Gavin Biggio, and our local favorite, Brandon Belt. He's right here.
You asked the wrong question.
In Hudson.
Somebody asked the wrong question.
So those are all. I'm feeling better suddenly.
Suddenly, yeah.
I'm feeling better. Those are all big rivalries, but I think on paper, the Orioles will be the toughest to get through in the American League, and then I think we'll probably see the Braves in the World Series. They're pretty stacked.
You're pretty stacked. All right. You told me, I asked you the other night, who's the hardest team to beat? And you said the Braves. So you just said a whole lot of things when really you just could have said the Braves. Do you agree with what I just said? Do you agree with that it's the Braves?
Yeah, as far as the toughest team, they said something about biggest rivalry. I wouldn't say we necessarily have a rivalry with the Braves, but
Someone asked this question yesterday. I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm busy on Instagram. I'm busy on it. If you're not following me on Instagram, that's a shame because I'm doing stories left and right. Left and right. And Facebook stories are not very big. Whatever I do on Instagram, when I do an Instagram story, it automatically goes to Facebook stories. But people don't watch Facebook stories very often. I don't know why, but they do on Instagram. This little bubble up at the top, and you just press the person and you can watch their story. But anyway, so yesterday I was doing a bunch of them. And so somebody just asked, how is Rocco's foot? Some of you may not even know what I'm talking about, but I put it on Instagram stories. So the other day, Rocco got in trouble. And so he was punished and he had to go around all of our perimeter and pick up limbs that have fallen from old trees and stuff like that because of storms or whatever. And apparently he was bit by something. He said he felt it the minute it happened, and he looked down. He said, I didn't see anything because I just kind of jumped. Now, it wasn't a deadly snake, or this story would not be happening 3 days later, but he did get bit by something, and David saw where he had been bit. Well, it started swelling up, and by yesterday, he could barely walk on it. Well, that's what he said. And then I picked him up, and he skipped the whole way to the car. But anyway, I took him to the doctor. And apparently he has cellulitis, which I'm not a medical professional. I just play one on TV. But he's not I don't really know how to describe it. Essentially, it's this. I took him to the doctor, and the doctor drew with a pen, drew a ring around the red spot. So there's a little bite, and then it just kept getting bigger, and it's like a perfect circle of red. And he said, this is cellulitis. He was bit by something. And it's just kind of gotten some bacteria in there and gotten infected and in this area. And he said, now, if you're an older person, cellulitis, that could put you in the hospital. But for a younger person who's fit and healthy like Rocco is, probably not, it's not going to. So I'm drawing a circle with a pen. Don't erase this circle. If the redness is outside of this circle tomorrow, I want him on a pretty strong antibiotic. Call my office, we'll call it in for you, then deal. If it is at the same as the circle or even less, then we know his body is fighting it off. No big deal. So that's how Rocco is. Thank you for asking.
So did you look at it this morning?
No, I forgot. Oh. I forgot! And I hope when he got in the shower it didn't wash it off. Surely not.
I don't think he washes that.
I don't think he gets down there and washes the old ankle.
I also feel like if he would have noticed it was outside the circle, he would have.
Oh, for sure. So I pull into the school yesterday to get him, and when I walk into the high school, they always have a student sitting at the front desk, like that's kind of like they're an aide one period or whatever, and then there's an office worker. But I walk in, and it's this boy, and he goes like this. I see his mouth go. I see him say, "Oh, it's Miss Radke." Now I don't know him, but apparently he knows me. So I walk in, and I don't know the lady behind the desk, but she knows me. And so I walk in and I say, hi, I need to get Rocco Radke, please. And she goes, Melissa, do you also want to get Remy? And I said, not at all.
I think you do know who behind the desk, too.
She looked very familiar.
Well, her daughter was on...
Yes, David!
A basketball team, I think.
Yes!
But I believe she also goes to Timber Creek.
You just, literally, when you said the daughter in basketball, it just hit me.
Yeah.
Anyway, she says, do you want to get Remy too? And I said, absolutely not. Why would I want to do that? And she said, well, because she's been running around this. Because she's been running around the halls crying. Because she can't find her car keys. Now, we don't go to a little small tiny school. We go to a 4A school. I mean, it's not the biggest in the world, but she's having to cause quite a commotion. For everybody in the school to know Remy's been running through the halls crying looking for her car keys. They had to be quite the uproar. So she says, do you want Remy too? And I said, absolutely not. Why would you say that? She said, well, she's been running through the halls crying because she can't find her car keys. Now, y'all, we know she got to school in her car. We know they have to be somewhere on the campus.
The other thing we know is, I'm going to forget something, there's a big wrist bracelet thing, like these big beads or whatever.
Yeah, like girls can wear their keychain on their arm.
Yeah, there's that on there. There is a little mini Starbucks cup that's on there.
An elephant,
There
a stuffed
is
elephant.
an elephant. Is there a panda?
It's the world's worst keychain you've ever seen in your life.
The keychain literally is this big.
He's not kidding.
So it's not like, oh, did I drop it and I can't find? No, you would trip over it. I mean,
it's huge.
So
okay, it's huge. Like when you hold it, your arm goes down some. So I said. So then the boy laughs, and he goes just like this. He goes, yeah, she was making a big deal out of it. And I said, you're kidding me. A Radke making a big deal about something? I said, go ahead and call her up here. Might as well face this now. And so she says, she gets on the thing. Sorry to interrupt, but could Remy Radke come to the office? Well, apparently she had already left for her tennis match that was out of town. So I thought, great, well then she'll just not have the car keys when they get home at 10 o'clock tonight, and then she'll call me crying. So I get Rocco, who comes skipping down the hallway. Now, he has called me and asked me to take him out of school early to go to the doctor. His foot hurts so bad. He said, it's so tight in my shoe, it's so swollen. He skips out to me. I say in front of the worker, hey, Rocco, you might want to slow down on the old joy skip, okay? Literally, she's about to sign you out, idiot. So he gets in the car, and I call Remy, and she's like, hello? And I said, hi, Rem. I was just at the school. A lot of people talking about the drama that you created. What drama? Your car keys? Oh, yeah, I know. I was totally upset about that, but I found them. Where'd you find them? In my first period class. No. Just like her mama. Just like, I can say it. I'm not embarrassed to say it. Just like her mama. Okay, that's all I got for y'all today. Do you have anything, baby? She's alive. We found them. Everybody's fine.
All is well. All is well. So
all is well. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget the golden moment at the end. It's what keeps y'all going. It's what keeps you charged up. You're welcome. I love y'all. Bye.
See ya.
I am falling in love with taking care of myself. I know it sounds crazy, maybe even selfish, but it's not. I'm falling in love with bubble baths and meditation, my quiet time in the mornings, and asking my body what sounds good to eat and then actually giving it what sounds good. I'm falling in love with working out in the way I feel afterwards, not before. I'm falling in love with drinking enough water and staying hydrated all the time. Who knew? I'm falling in love with taking care of myself. And it's not a selfish thing. It's a beautiful thing. And it's my wish for you as well. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.